Your smart speaker might be listening for more than your grocery list, and the fix takes just minutes. You're in the kitchen, and a smart speaker suddenly plays music you didn't ask for. A baby monitor emits a strange whisper. A camera LED blinks, though the app shows it's off. Those are not ghost stories, they're security signals. Smart devices are tiny computers with mics, cameras, and internet access. I'll show how attackers think, the usual weak spots, and the exact steps that stop most hacks, starting now with your router. But first, how did we get here? Smart homes look simple because they automate life. That simplicity equals shortcuts. Devices shipped with default passwords, open ports, and broad cloud permissions. Each gadget becomes another door into your network. Cheap vendors skip long-term updates. Consumers reuse passwords. The result? An attacker only needs one weak link to crawl through. Think of your home like a row of locked doors. One broken lock lets a burglar inside and into every room. So where do attackers aim first? First target: smart speakers. Attackers abuse voice inputs, trick skills, or steal accounts. Researchers even used light pulses to inject voice commands in labs. In real attacks, leaked passwords let criminals control speaker-linked routines and buy things or unlock doors. Speakers also collect voice histories and permission data. Locking that down matters because a compromised voice assistant can act like a remote control for your whole house. But there are specific fixes coming up. Cameras and baby monitors are a hacker's treasure chest. Many use cloud portals with username and password logins. When attackers try leaked credentials across services, that credential stuffing often scores a hit. Budget cameras sometimes rely on weak peer-to-peer connections that expose feeds. Worse, families share accounts or never change defaults. If someone watches your camera, they don't just spy. They learn schedules, faces, and habits. Next, I'll show how networks become the real battleground. Your router is the heart of a smart home. Default admin passwords, UPnP, and open remote management invite trouble. Outdated firmware hands attackers known vulnerabilities. If the router falls, every device behind it inherits risk. Imagine a single unlocked gate around a fortress. That's your router when it's exposed. The good news: locking that gate is straightforward. First, change default credentials and update firmware. But what specific Wi-Fi settings should you use? I'll walk through them next. Use strong Wi-Fi encryption, WPA3 if your devices support it, otherwise WPA2 with AES. Turn off WPS and remote admin unless you need them. Disable UPnP and forward ports manually only when necessary. Most importantly, create a separate SSID for IoT devices. Segmentation keeps your laptop and phone away from insecure toys. Small setup steps like these stop mass exploitation tools that scan the internet for wide-open gadgets. Ready for account-level defenses? Most smart home breaks start at the cloud account, not the light bulb. Use a password manager and give every account a unique long password. Turn on two-factor authentication for Amazon, Google, Apple, camera services, and your router. Review and remove old sessions and devices from account dashboards. Check compromised password databases. These steps prevent account takeovers, which are often the fastest path for attackers to control multiple devices. Next, we'll harden voice assistants specifically. Harden Alexa, Google, or Siri by enabling voice profiles and a purchase pin. Disable drop-in, hands-free calling, or features you don't use. Regularly review third-party skills and remove anything unfamiliar. Delete old voice recordings or limit retention periods. Those permissions pile up and create attack surface. Treat skills like smartphone apps. Revoke what you don't need. After you lock down assistants, cameras and locks deserve top priority. Coming up, I'll explain exactly why. Cameras, locks, and alarms are high-impact targets. Require 2FA for these apps. Change default passwords and enable auto updates. Use separate user accounts instead of sharing a single master login. Avoid exposing devices directly via port forwarding. Use the vendor's app or a secure VPN. If a lock or camera falls, an attacker gains real-world control over entry points and monitoring. Next, I'll show why turning off unused features reduces attack surface fast. Every feature you don't need is extra risk. Disable remote access, UPnP, and integrations you never use. Removes unused skills, apps, and permissions. Mute microphones or cover cameras when they're idle, if practical. This is low-effort, high-impact work. Fewer moving parts mean fewer entry points. Think of it as pruning a tree. Less foliage, fewer places for pests to hide. Coming up, how to monitor activity and catch trouble early. Buy devices from vendors with clear update policies and 2FA support. Prefer local control options and encryption. Look for public vulnerability disclosure programs or independent certifications. If a cheap camera listing doesn't mention security updates, skip it. Long-term support matters more than low price. Also, revisit privacy. Check what data a device collects and opt out where possible. Now, tiny mid-video recap. Router, accounts, cameras, and disabling junk are your biggest wins so far. Want the checklist? Here's a 15-minute checklist you can do right now. Change your router admin password and update firmware. Enable WPA3 or WPA2 AES. Create a separate SSID and reconnect IoT devices. Enable 2FA on key accounts. Remove unused skills and apps. Update firmware on cameras and locks. Disable UPnP. Do these first and you block most common attacks. If something still feels off, follow an incident response plan. Let's walk through that next. Think you've been hacked? Don't panic. Start by disconnecting and containing. Unplug the suspicious device or power it down. Change your Wi-Fi password and router admin credentials. Then reboot the router to terminate old sessions. Next, factory reset the affected gadget and update its firmware before reconnecting. Rejoin it to the IoT guest network, not your main network. Those steps stop most active intrusions. What about accounts and broader cleanup? I'll cover that next. After containment, secure related accounts. Change passwords and enable 2FA on Amazon, Google, device cloud accounts, and email. Review account activity and revoke unknown sessions and devices. Scan computers and phones with reputable security tools. If financial or identity theft signs appear, check bank and email logs and follow identity recovery steps. Document everything if harassment or stalking is involved, and contact local authorities. If you need vendor logs, ask their support team. Want optional advanced defenses? For tinkerers who want stronger isolation, consider VLANs to separate IoT from your main network. Use DNS filtering like Pi-hole to block malicious domains. Run Home Assistant or similar on LAN for local control, but avoid exposing it directly to the internet. Create firewall rules that stop IoT devices from initiating connections to sensitive machines. These moves raise the bar, but don't rush. Test slowly to avoid breaking automations. Next, we'll look at future standards that might help everyone. New standards like Matter and Thread promise more secure onboarding, better local control, and consistent defaults across brands. That could reduce cloud dependence and common misconfigurations. Standards help, but vendors still need to patch quickly and enforce strong authentication. Until then, the basics, strong passwords, 2FA, segmented networks. In choosing trusted brands, remain your best defense. Still wondering which quick wins protect kids and non-technical family members? I've got a short list next. For parents and non-techies, buy a modern router with automatic updates and a guest network. Put kids' devices and IoT gadgets on that guest network. Require 2FA on every account. Choose brands with clear update policies. Skip ultra-cheap options without published support. Limit the number of connected devices. Fewer devices equal fewer vulnerabilities. These simple rules protect families without deep technical skills. Now, let's wrap up with a final checklist and how to stay proactive. Final quick checklist to keep handy. Update router and device firmware. Enable WPA3, WPA2 AES. Move IoT to a separate SSID. Use unique passwords and a manager. Turn on 2FA. Remove unused apps and skills. Enable alerts, and cover cameras when not needed. Do these regularly, not once. Security is a habit, not a single project. You've raised the bar, and hackers prefer low-hanging fruit. Want a single next step? Change your router password right now. Smart homes are powerful and convenient, but they're also a network of potential entry points. Most attacks succeed through simple oversights, reused passwords, default settings, or unpatched devices. Fix the basics and you stop most threats. If you do more, segment networks and use DNS or firewall rules. If an incident happens, act calmly, contain, reset, update, and secure accounts. Small actions today save privacy and safety tomorrow. Ready to keep your smart home smart and safe? If you found this useful, take one action right now. Change your router admin password and enable 2FA on a key account. Share this video with someone who uses many connected gadgets. And if you want deeper guides for Home Assistant, VLANs, or secure shopping lists, tell me in the comments and I'll make follow-ups. Small steps protect families, workplaces, and peace of mind. Now go secure one device and call it progress. If this helped, like and subscribe for more smart home security guides, and comment which device you'll secure first.